Dr. Postel will take a closer look at the factors that could help the area develop. That's coming up in today's Big Deal.
First, though, we have to talk a bit more about today's severe storms in the Midwest. Severe thunderstorm watch, we've got that in effect right now for parts of central Illinois. You can see that area of storms that's blasting on through. Big winds. That seems to be the main threat right now.
So I went out last night. I put the anemometer on top of my car.
Yeah.
I measured 41 mile per hour wind in Woodstock, Georgia. So we saw some winds that did some damage in the region. We're going to see more of that again today for sure. Now, along with the storms, there's rain that brings more flood threats as well. That's not good news for places like Vermont, hard hit by flash flooding yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at some of these images. We had big tree limbs that were moved with mud and floodwaters underneath it. The roads compromised. Houses were moved in these floodwaters.
I mean, look at this. The house is clearly not where it's supposed to be, right? In the middle of the road, blocking access. It's just truly been a mess in some of these areas.
And this comes just a few weeks after the heavy rain they saw from the remnants of Beryl up here. And then again today, we've got a chance of more heavy rainfall. Now, one spot that could use rain is the islands
as well. Not happening.
So you've got tickets to the biggest concert.
Concert? Absolutely not.
No.
I'll just listen to your song on my I was gonna say CD player, but
tape recorder, Alex. Keep this comments coming. We'll share them on the show. You can send us them on social media.
Preseason training, and it'll be in some tough conditions, especially where there are some of those heat alerts.
It's a lot of spots, from football to soccer to cross-country running. This is the time of year when heat-related illnesses can take a toll. Dr. Jessica Murphy studies this issue as all those adjacent things. Is there a particular temperature that should lead to a cutoff in activities, or at least make changes like moving indoors or maybe moving to early or later practices?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Dr. Jessica Murphy, Assistant Professor of Sport Administration at the University of North Carolina. Thank you so much for your time today. And by the way, she is on our Weather Geeks podcast this week, so you can get more in depth on this topic and talk about the summer games with us as well on Weather Geeks. And don't forget our question of the day. Would a certain level of heat or humidity... We'll take a closer look at the factors that could help the area develop. That's coming up in today's Big Deal.
First, though, we certainly have to talk a bit more about severe storms. The Midwest, we're dealing with a severe thunderstorm watch that's in place here for us in central Illinois, including Springfield as well. That's out until noon Central Time.
Yep, and along with the storms, there's the rain that brings more flooding potential, unfortunately. That's not good news for places like Vermont. Hard hit by flash flooding yesterday morning.
Yeah, these pictures and images and videos just really amazing, unbelievable to think about what happened. This is just in a couple of hours that big rain came down, and you can see big trees moved, just big torrents of mud and water caused so much destruction, including moving homes.
And this was not like a tropical storm or system coming through. We just had a lot of moisture and downpours that just sat over that same location.
And over complex terrain. Parts of Vermont with the hills and the mountains makes it very difficult, and the floodwaters can really sort of take advantage of that.
Right. And you know what? That's a big part of the factor. Plus, there was a tropical connection to the moisture that came in. You could actually see a tap running all the way down to the Bahamas. Now, a place that's really nice time to go outside.
It's the best. You know how I feel about fall. Absolutely. Well, of course, we love hearing all your comments. Keep them coming by way of social media. If you have pictures of you braving some of the heat and humidity with some events, send that to us as well. Use the hashtag YesTV.
I still can't, because the heat doesn't really bother me that much. The last few days, and we could see that again today. Tomorrow's forecast does include that risk of thunderstorms, creating some air travel delays. And so it's really the east. The west, Alex, it's not a lot in the way of active weather, other than smoke, actually, which, we'll have to keep an eye on that, maybe in the Denver area.
Yeah, that is certainly an issue for those who are trying to get out there and just enjoy their day. Breathing in that stuff can be very, very problematic, no doubt about it. Well, normally we talk about severe storms or flood watches being extended, but the Space Weather Prediction Center, they've extended an alert for a geomagnetic storm, and that's what allows auroras like this one seen from the ISS.
Oh, it's exciting, right? The next round could be visible as far south as the Northeast, the Upper Midwest, the Pacific Northwest. Through tomorrow, we've got this watch for auroras out there, and look, when we can see this kind of stuff all the way down at lower latitudes, we know sometimes there can be problems with radio signals or maybe GPS. So there's other issues too, but the cool stuff is the aurora.
Yeah, obviously, right? So will we be able to see it? Well, checking out cloud cover forecast here for us as we head on into tonight. I mean, look at the Pacific Northwest. We're looking pretty good there, northern plains. But as you start to move into the northeast, a little bit more iffy there. Yeah.
I'd give it a shot. Between about 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. are typically the best times. You don't have to stay up super late.
Right.
And if the lower latitude you are, or farther south you are, the farther down on the horizon you want to look. So you look higher up if you're farther north.
All right, give it a shot. If you got some pictures, send them in to realize just how important it is.
I don't even think they do. I think they realize just how important dew points are.
It's true.
My job is done.
Exactly. Jen can now retire and be good. Thanks for all the comments. We certainly have appreciated there. We should do this comment kind of when it gets to the cold season.
Yeah.
The cold.
See how cold will keep you from an event.